Today, on Wednesday, May 29, we are diving into the sector that has experienced a significant downturn over the last 3 years, the alternative energy. In 2020, this sector was booming, with investors eagerly adding alternative energy stocks to their portfolios, believing it was the future. However, the markets don't always behave as expected. Instead of focusing on a single stock, we analyze the iShares Global Clean Energy ETF, ICLN, one of the largest ETFs in this sector. By the end of this blog, you understand why now might be the right time to add this ETF or its components to your watchlist. The ICLN ETF invests in companies worldwide that produce energy from renewable sources like solar, wind, and other alternatives. Here's an overview I made of its recent performance compared to the broader market. Also, I created a selection in TransStock with focus on US listed companies. We often discuss strong companies and sectors that have already seen significant price increases, sometimes by dozens of percentages. However, for those who adopt a contrarian approach and prefer to buy low, now might be the ideal time to consider alternative energy and start creating watchlists. Let me explain. First, ICLN versus SPY. At the end of 2019, the alternative sector was outperforming the S&P 500 by a factor of 2.5. However, since then, there has been a significant underperformance. To identify a potential buying opportunity, we focus on a shorter period. Since the last week of April, ICLN has shown signs of a rising curve, overcoming its first small hurdle. Being contrarian, you start taking small steps from intraday, interday to swing trading and eventually to short, mid and even long-term positions. If the first hurdle is cleared, that area should become your stop loss. Remember, the main trend is still downward, so avoid letting your losses accumulate. The next critical areas to watch are around 0.029 and 0.033. Second, pivot points. ICLN has reached a crucial pivot point. If this pivot holds, it could signal the beginning of a recovery. However, if it fails, the next significant pivot is at $8. For more detailed analysis, we look at the smaller time frames to identify minor pivots. Key areas to watch are around 15.5 and a major pivot at 17.5. A move above this level could indicate brighter days ahead for the sector. Alternative energy might be down, but it's not out. In the ever-evolving financial landscape, thorough analysis is essential. Join us for our weekly insights to navigate the complexities of the market with confidence.